I think it's about time to get going here, and hopefully people will show up as we get going. We're going to be playing tonight on stream. Let's close that up. As Carthage. No, not Carthage. Sorry. I saw the save file name pop up for a second. Nope. We are going to be doing a new campaign. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, never mind. And it's gone. The quote is gone. Okay, we're going to go and get going here. I love some of the artwork on like the loading screens, by the way. Nice. So, we are going to be playing today. I hope the music isn't too loud. Let me check, make sure. No, this seems like a good volume level. We're going to be playing today, and for the near future on streams, as Sparta. Okay. So yeah, Sparta starts with 5 provinces, not too strong. 63 pops total. What is that on average? It's like, you know, it's like 12-ish. Yeah. About 12 pops on average. I'm assuming a lot of that is in Sparta itself, and you can kind of see from the city, the amount of city stuff on the map. I think. So we are going to be starting as a stratocratic monarchy. So a monarchy with 2 military ideas and 1 oratory. I think that's a pretty good combo. It makes sense for Sparta. Hellenic, obviously, and Peloponnesian culture. Obviously. Yeah, because this is the Peloponnese Peninsula. Peloponnesian Peninsula, I guess. But and we have obviously a lot of other cultures in this culture group. I think it's a pretty big one. We have no tribesmen, all slaves, freemen, or citizens. Alright, cool. We're gonna go Iron Man mode, because why wouldn't we? And yeah, I don't think there's much else. We are a local power at the start, which is alright. It's not even that good. Regional powers where you start to get like some level of respect, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get going here as Sparta. Oh, that's not how you spell. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop in here. So in Babylon, 18 years ago, the Argead King Alexander died suddenly at the age of 32. In the 5 years preceding his death, his continuing military successes had reshaped the world as known to the Greeks, his empire stretching uninterrupted from Egypt to the Indus. The shock of Alexander's early death and his lack of a chosen successor sent shockwaves through the hierarchy of satraps and generals who attended him, splintering his empire into elements ruled by those potentates, styled as the Diadochi. For many years, they and their successor have been locked in a bitter struggle over the future of the empire. Okay. So, the wars of the Diadochi will surely continue. Perhaps it is up to Sparta to decide how they will end. The die is cast. Okay. So, and of course what they're talking about is Egypt, Phrygia, Seleucids, Macedon, Thrace, Cappadocia, Paphlagonia, Pontus, etc., etc., etc. All of whom will probably be annoying to us at some point or another. So, I suppose, with that being said, let's go and look around at our situation. So yeah, obviously, here we are at the Peloponnese Peninsula. Painted Ed, welcome to stream. How you doing? Spicy, I agree. Here we are in the Peloponnesian Peninsula. And we're just going to take some time to look around at our surroundings. Okay. We have no relations to start, by the way. So, let's see. So, yeah, as I was guessing, Sparta is really where the majority of our population is. We actually have, wow, we have 35 population in Sparta alone. That's like half our country. Yeah. We have this one island here, Kythera. Kythera? Kuthera? I don't know. Probably Kythera. No, it's probably Kythera. Epidauros, Lamera, Kephanta, Yithion, and Sparta. So, Sparta's our main thing, obviously. But we have a couple other places as well. We have a fort in Sparta. I don't know if that actually benefits us that much, but we'll see. It's going to take me a moment here to get, you know, figure out what's going on. So, we are in Laconia, in the province of Laconia. There are 2 provinces that make up the Peloponnesian Peninsula, Achaea and Laconia. So let's look around at other stuff. So up here, then you have Hellas, right? Then Then you have the Aegean Islands. Aegean? I think it's the Aegean Islands. We have Hellas here, obviously. Ooh. You have Aetolia, Epirus, and then you start getting up to Thessaly and Macedonia, etc., etc. So, hold on. So all of this stuff is Greek culture in general. There's different types, right? There's Peloponnesian, but then there's Achaean, there's Athenian, Boeotian, Euboean, Cretan, Cypriot, Ionian, Lydian, you know, etc., etc., etc. But it doesn't matter. As long as they're in our group, we shouldn't have much trouble integrating these places and we conquer them. And that's not going to be our main concern. Religious-wise, we are all Hellenic here, so except for Cybele, which I actually have no idea what Cybele is. Some Zoroastrian over Eastern Anatolia, but that should not be a big factor for us at any point in the near future. So it pretty much just comes down to political barriers. There's no cultural or religious barriers. So we are pretty much just going to have to try to build up. Obviously, our first goal is going to be unite the Peloponnesian Peninsula. Let's look at the regions map. Oh, this is something that's important. Okay, so Greece includes the Aegean Islands. It includes Crete, which makes sense. Yeah, it includes Crete. It includes Epirus, but it doesn't go north of there. Up north of there along the west coast there is Illyria, right? That makes sense, Illyria. And what the Illyrian Greeks are, or yeah. Yep. And then we have, yes, we have Epirus is part of Greece proper. And Aetolia is the limit on this side, actually. Macedonia and Thessaly are actually a separate region of Macedonia. So, that is useful to note. We are going to focus on Greece first. Just, that doesn't even really matter, I don't think, but I don't know, it might. Let's go ahead and look at this. So, for decisions, okay, we have the normal generic ones. Imperial ambition, where you adopt a empire government form. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have to own a lot of cities. Form Arcadia. What is that? What might Arcadia be? Change its name to Arcadia. Sparta gains legendary founders until end of game. Build cost and time goes 5% down. Megalopolis. Where is Megalopolis? Oh, it's right next to us. Okay. Megalopolis, I guess, being the center of the isle. There must be some historic reason that I don't know. We get 2 free citizens, 2 free freedmens, and Megalopolis becomes our yeah, again, Megalopolis becomes our capital, and it gets some pretty good bonuses. The heritage of the Arcadian tribes is among the oldest and most proud in Greece. Responsible for in Greece, it was very culture across hard in such a way. I don't know, like, I think I'd probably rather just stay as Sparta, because I think, you know, who's heard of Arcadia, whatever. You know, Sparta's cooler. And the benefits aren't that good. Okay, and then obviously being one of the Greek successor states. I don't even think you need to be a Greek successor state. I think you just have to be Greek culture or whatever. But because of that, being in the Greek culture group, we have the option to reunite Alexander the Great's empire. Now, mind you, I say we have the ability to. That doesn't mean we have the ability to right now. Because we have to own like 5 places in Greece, Macedonia, 1 province in Thrace, a few in the Levant, a few in Anatolia, a few in Egypt, a few in Persia, and a few in India. So we would have to conquer all the way to India. So, probably not likely anytime soon. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so the Arcadia one, I don't know. It's okay, but I'm probably not going to do that, honestly. So let's go ahead and start looking around at our direct area. I think we want to take over this province first. I think our order of operations, no, our short-term goals are going to be first unify Laconia, second take over Achaea, third take over Crete, and then we'll figure out from there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure out from there afterwards. This is Asia. Yeah, makes sense. That's right. This is where the word Asia comes from. I just forget about that. Okay, Asia will probably be a mid-level goal. Do we have any long-term plans for Rome? You mean in this campaign, or like you mean like for the game? I'm assuming you mean this campaign. Like, are we going to deal with Rome? I don't know. I feel like it's I'm not a big role player in the Paradox Grand Strategy games, but I do think it's kind of lame to like do something like just try to cripple Rome early on because of the fact that they're probably going to rise to prominence. You know, I like having a challenge, and so I'm purposely not going to mess with them unless they mess with me. Probably, I'm probably not going to expand west. I will. I think our goals are unify Peloponnesian Peninsula, unify the rest of Greece, move in, and then in priority after that would be Macedonia, Asia, and then like Magna Graecia, right? Because there is plenty of Greek culture there, so we'll eventually want to reclaim that, but I don't think for a while. No. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going here with some stuff. So first off, yeah, like, do you have any allies or anything? No, you don't. I don't think anyone does, really. We don't. You are in a league. Oh, it's the Arcadian League. Is all 5 of those. Okay, interesting. Before we do anything else, let's go and do our ideas. Alright, we get 2 military. So, morale of armies, almost certainly going to do reinforcement. Okay, yeah, that's pretty easy. So, morale of armies for 1, and this one for the other. Alright. And then for this one, it is an oratory idea, right? Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Monthly corruption, monthly journal loyalty. I wish it was just one of these is pretty good, though, as well. I don't know. Maybe think of a different campaign I was doing. Okay, so improve opinion maximum could be alright. I kind of feel like the general loyalty and admiral loyalty thing would be good. Yeah, because I feel like being a monarchy, we're gonna have issues with that. So for now, we'll do that, especially because we get now monthly loyalty, national freedom output, and we get more bonus points. So yeah, okay. So we have pretenders, because we are a monarchy, and we don't have we are 20 years old, and we don't have any heirs. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, yeah, let's see. Government. Right now, actually, well, we have a son, but he's 1 year old. I don't think I want to become a 1-year-old. He's the only son, yeah. Ambition, growing up. Okay, we are part of the Agiad. Agiad? I don't know. I do not speak any Greek. Interesting. Renowned. He's ready for the throne, yeah. Yeah, he's ready for the throne. 1 year old, he wants to grow up. That's all he wants in life. He's ready. So I guess we should get married so we can have other babies, you know, but, there's a disloyal character. Our disloyal character is just, I was gonna say, it better not be our son, that'd be silly. No, it's not. I want to do characters' families. Here we go. This is our family. This guy, it's our cousin or whatever he is, some relative. He is the one who is not loyal, and that's because he's a pretender to the throne. Hello, wisely chosen. What's up? We could just murder him. No, we shouldn't do that. I might be willing to make friends with him. Maybe not. We have unused trade routes. We should go and get those. We already have that surplus. We might do that. We might do some wine if we can. Oh, What is that? Oh, Kaiden Ride, or Kaiden Ride? I'm not sure. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I very much appreciate the follow. How's Imperator so far? So here's the thing. I can't give you guys full review type stuff, right? Part of the embargo, or not the embargo, but the embargo's lifted now, but part of the, there's still an embargo on reviews, right? So I can't be like, here's why you should buy the game or shouldn't buy the game. Here's, you know, everything good and bad about it. But I can give, there's nothing, you know, I can discuss it and stuff. I just can't do a full review or anything, and I don't want to step on their toes. But I can definitely tell you, like, I've certainly been having fun with it. I don't think it's a perfect game, but I mean, there's no Paradox game that is perfect at launch, right? Like, think about EU4 at launch versus now. Think about Stellaris at launch versus now, which I actually haven't played the new patch that removes pops. Think about, or it doesn't remove pops, it removes the tiles, but think about Hearts of Iron, right? So, we are playing as Sparta today. This will be our stream series, playing as the Spartans, trying to unite Greece. Imperator is very fun from what I've played, right? But I don't think I even have enough experience yet to make a full opinion. So I don't want to, you know, you might come to a better conclusion on your own. But I would say certainly if you like EU4, this would be worth the buy. And if you like the countries present in this game, right? That's the other thing. If you like this time period and stuff and you like EU4, then you'd certainly like it. And then I would recommend it. But, you know. Yeah, the appearance is nice. The graphics... Here's something funny. When I saw the dev diaries, this menu of, like, the province menu, I thought it looked kind of, like, old, like dated, like it looked like something from, I don't know, like a early 2000s Age of Empires game or something. But I've actually come around now. I think actually the stuff is pretty streamlined and nice looking. But it does have some elements that are similar to CK2, but I would not say those are as relevant from what I've seen. So for instance, so like there's characters, right? There's characters, and that is a part of it. But I've probably clicked on this button like 10 times total or less. It normally is not a huge deal, you know? And I guess with the advisors, right? But most of the time, again, it's similar to CK2 where it's like you just hit this and you normally just want to point the top one. It doesn't... And this is my first time, actually, that I'm going to be playing as a monarchy for more than a couple of minutes. So maybe with a monarchy, it'll be more along those lines. We'll see. So, who do we want to marry? What about the Leonidid family? That'd be nice. Let's marry a Leonidid. You are a Leonidid. You are 34 years old. No, we need a... Yeah, okay. You are good stats across the board. You are energetic, cruel, and... Oh, chaste. Yeah, we're gonna do that anyways. Alright, we married. When is the launch date for the game? The 25th. You can swap generals. You can. It's just that some of them might take troops with them, and there might be issues, right? It's a little more complex. So, anyways, here's our starting situation. We are in Greece here. We got a lot of neighbors that are one province minors. You know, little city-states, I guess would be a more accurate term. Some of them have like a few provinces, and like so like Boeotia, I don't know. They have a few provinces, cities rather. The whole thing is a province. Athens, of course, is two cities. We actually have more population in Sparta than there is in Athens. That's a bit surprising. It might be historical. I just wouldn't have expected that. Then there's the, you know, all the miners over here in Crete, which we're going to want to conquer. There's the Mnesiotic League, which is actually decently powerful, it seems. They're a feudatory to Phrygia, though. And so, if you can't tell, probably our biggest issue going forward with this game is going to be the major Greek successor states that were left behind after Alexander died, right? And those, for us, are Phrygia and Macedon. I guess kind of Thrace, but they're not as big. Mostly Macedon and Phrygia are the ones I'm worried about, especially Phrygia. In one of my off-camera runs I did, Phrygia actually kind of like collapsed and like broke off into a bunch of different countries. So I think that might be a thing that has a chance of happening. Maybe it'll happen this time. At some point, I want to play as like Sidon, because I believe you can like reform Phoenicia, and that'd be kind of fun to do. Anyway, sorry. Let's go ahead and focus in on what we're doing here. So first off, let's get a general. That's the button. Someone. Oh, this is us. I was gonna say someone from our family. No, that is actually us. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna have it be us as one of the generals here. Okay, let's lower our army maintenance, lower our fort maintenance. We don't need those to be up right now. We do have trade routes we can use, like I was saying. I think I'd like to do wine. What is this? Thrace. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. And then I'd also like to do fish, probably. Okay. Who is that? Egypt. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can play any nation in the game. If it's on here, you can play it, which is kind of crazy. When you come over to Iberia, look at how many tribes there are. It's crazy. I find it crazy. There's so freaking many. Like, look at just Galicia alone right here, right? It's like bam, 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 you know? It's crazy. I mean, the whole world is like that. And then, like, it doesn't even seem that impressive. But when you look at Greece, look at how tiny they all are. Because it was all city-states, right? And they were all pretty, you know, close together. Yeah, you could be up in Wales. There's only one Irish country at the start. But I think the reason why is because you can, like, colonize the rest of the stuff. So if you start as a Ludia, you could probably just sit there for, like, 100 years, start colonizing, stuff like that. But Iberia is really interesting. It's really fascinating how it is represented, right? Like Druidic and Iberic religions. And I've actually read quite a few books about Spain and stuff, and Spanish history, because that's a big thing for me, obviously. And I find it interesting how they represented it. And like with the culture too, like Celtiberian, pre-Indo-European, Iberian. But anyways, I actually have looked at that and seen what they said about that. So it's impossible for them to know what all the names of all these little tribes were, especially when you get to places like Iberia, where we just don't have hardly anything about their names. So a lot of guesses were made, right? Or like maybe something would be mentioned a single time, and that's obviously not very reliable. But I think they basically had to just kind of go with something, but it's in the sake of making it playable. So I would say probably most of these names are not really accurate. And most of the names are Romanized names anyways, because it's from, the whole game is sort of from the perspective of Rome, and, you know. But I don't know. And it's in English, obviously, but yeah, I do like how it kind of is like you see the curve of the Earth, actually, like when you go left to right and stuff. It's pretty cool. So sorry to just be sitting here. Yeah, it is the first time they're using a globe, and it's actually it's interesting that it would be even an ancient world game. So sorry for just sitting here talking about it, but there's a lot to talk about, you know. Yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, I mean, this actually seems like a pretty good loadout. We have heavy infantry. I'm assuming we have phalanx. Yeah, we have phalanx being Greek. Wait, before we go, actually, hold on. There's one more thing. Military. So being Greek, we get a few different things. Like we get the phalanx ability. And we'll probably keep going heavier into that, like heavy infantry, etc., etc. Pretender support. I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah. Again, this is our dude. I don't know. Inventions. It's not a terrible amount of stuff a month. Let's call that an omen. Probably want to do taxes or something. I don't even know, man. We're at our maximum, so we do want to go to war sooner than later. So let's actually think about that. So if we want to go to war sooner than later, the first couple wars are going to be important, right? Because proportionally, the difference it'll make with these starting provinces is that much greater. And thank you, BRB Deadlifting, for the follow. So again, we want to focus on consolidating first. Ayatollah is actually 4 provinces, 4 cities, sorry. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is actually, so like these city-states, or not city-states, successor states, Macedon, and Phrygia, they do actually have some influence in the Peloponnesian Peninsula. So right, where is it? Yeah, so like this one, Chalkis, is owned by Phrygia. So I'm assuming that there's historical reasons for that, right? There is a tutorial, yeah, and I did go through it because they're, you know, but it's, again, as most Paradox games are, you just gotta play. Yeah, no, I would definitely never... I mean, I played like 20 hours before I even started my recordings of this game. Because I was like, I want to be able to, you know what I'm doing, right? I would never put people through the torture of watching me do the tutorial. So I'm assuming there's historical reasons for this, and what I'm assuming the reason is probably that Phrygia, the successor state, like the general who took over, one of Alexander's generals, whoever it was, probably was from Chalkis, and so that was like his home city. And so although most of his empire is abroad, you know, he probably owned his home city. Same, well, Macedon, I know is different, but so Corinthos, which is actually like where Corinthians in the Bible comes from, Corinthos is actually owned by Macedon. I think that's it, but yeah, you can see that there's a little bit of Phrygia also has a little island here. Okay, that's strange. That island literally doesn't have a port or anything, or land connection. So yeah. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go and get started here. Let's do an omen. We'll do national tax. And then I think we're going to do fabricate claim costs. That's a good one. And, okay, there we go. The vassal subject system is more like EU4. There's no liberty desire number as far as I know, but there is, like, they can still break free if they think they're strong enough, but that's pretty much all it comes down to. You have to get them above 190 opinion to integrate. One thing that's cool about this game is that integrating does not cost power points. It costs power points to get the relations up, but integrating just happens over time once you start it. So that's really cool. Isn't it pronounced Phrygia instead of Phrygia? Oh, yeah, you're right. I was mixing it up. It's not Phrygia, it's Phrygia. Phrygia, yeah, you're right. I literally was just reading it wrong this whole time. Thank you. So, I was starting to say, our first war is going to be very important. I think the most obvious one is just to go for Messenia, and that'll probably be what we do. Because the only other option, really, I don't have any boats, I don't want to build any. So otherwise, yeah, the integrations can take a long time, but otherwise we'd have to go like through these guys or something. And again, I'm going to hold off on this defensive league. It's 5 states, or 5, you know, countries altogether. I think I'd rather focus on this way. Oh, there's Olympia. So, like, these guys are not that strong, right? We start with a pretty good advantage in terms of military. But we need to wait for enough oratory power, obviously. And that's going to give them time to build up. But, I suppose we go to non-pause then. Okay. Okay. Okay, so meanwhile, we're gonna go. We're pretty much just gonna be sitting here for a little bit. Game is chugging a little bit at the start. Makes sense. Hopefully, the stream can handle it. It's a little laggy even for me, so, but a little more than when I record, which is strange. But it's not unplayable. And probably, I think the start of the game is a little, you know, stuff is getting figured out everywhere. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah. You're in a defensive league? No, you're inviting me to start one. No. Yeah, actually, I might turn down the graphical settings a little bit. No, they're already at, like, lowest. I forgot I did that already. Yeah, that's one unfortunate thing, is I got a new monitor so that I can now stream in 1080p, but my computer, unfortunately, is not super great and can't really handle it as well. It's still alright, but, you know. So, no, I wouldn't like to do that. So doing this gives them, He gives us corruption. I don't even remember where to look at corruption. I think that's for your character, isn't it? It's not for any of this stuff. We could do this. Give him free hands. He gets monthly loyalty up, right? And... oh, you know what? But his corruption goes up. You know what? I'm going to do that then. There you go, dude. Now you should be loyal. I mean, you'll get loyal over time. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Aureus is now generous. I don't know what that does. Monthly popularity. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. It's just an all-around good thing to do.